Welcome to our next Wandering Walks of Wonder adventure. Today we're headed to the historic downtown area of Emporia, Kansas. On today's tour we're going to see about a dozen very historic buildings and sites. Make sure to leave a comment on which one was one of your favorites. Emporia was founded in 1857 as a small settlement along the Santa Fe Trail. The city was named after Emporia, Virginia, which was the hometown of one of the town's founders, Preston B. Plumb, which we'll see his house here as we go along the tour today. During the 1860s, Emporia experienced rapid growth as it became a vital trading post and transportation hub for travelers and settlers heading west. It also served as a stop for the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad. Emporia is best known for being an education center. In 1863, the city became home to Emporia State University, which was originally known as the Kansas State Normal School. The university has had a profound influence on the community and continues to play a significant role in Emporia's identity. Emporia gained national recognition largely due to the influential newspaper editor and writer William Allen White. His editorial work for the Emporia Gazette, especially during the early 20th century, had a profound impact on journalism and politics in the United States. Make sure to wait towards the end of the video and we will walk past and get a great view of Red Rocks, William Allen White's home that he had here in Emporia. Across the street from us is the historic Granada Theatre. The Granada Theatre is a beautiful example of Spanish colonial revival architecture. It was built in 1929 and designed by the Bowler brothers, who were known for their work on many theaters in the Midwest. In fact, the Granada Theatre was the last theater designed by the Bowler brothers before the stock market crash of 1929. The Granada Theatre opened its doors on October 3, 1929 with a dedication speech by William Allen White. White was a famous newspaper editor and Emporia resident. The theater was a popular destination for both locals and travelers, and it hosted many famous performers over the years, including Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, and Frank Sinatra. During the Great Depression, the Granada Theatre was a place for people to relax and forget about their troubles. For just a few cents, people could watch a movie, hear a concert, or see a vaudeville show. The theater was also a popular place for social gatherings, and it was often the site of weddings, birthday parties, and other large events here in downtown Emporia. In the 1950s and 1960s, the Granada Theatre began to decline in popularity as television became much more popular. However, the theater remained a popular destination for concerts and other special events. In 1985, the theater was listed on the National Register of Historic Places. In the early 2000s, the Granada Theatre underwent a major renovation. The theater's original features were restored and the seating was replaced. The theater reopened in 2008 and continues today to be a popular venue for concerts, movies, and other events. We're looking at the Lyon County Historical Center. Emporia is here in Lyon County. The society was founded in 1937 and works to preserve and make available nearly 250,000 photographs, artifacts, manuscripts, diaries, and other items related to the history of Emporia, Lyon County, and eastern Kansas. For many years, the museum was located in this historic Carnegie Libary constructed in 1904. The History Center is now located in a former department store. As you notice, we've been walking along the historic commercial district of downtown Emporia. One of those buildings, one of the many of about 150 historic buildings in the downtown area, is the Crest Building. This building was constructed in 1929 and designed by architect Georgie McKay. The building was part of a company of 5 and 10 dime stores established by Samuel Henry Crest in 1896. One of the larger buildings that we see in the downtown area of Emporia is the Broadview Hotel, or what's now called the Broadview Towers. The Broadview Hotel was built in 1923 after a fire destroyed the city's oldest and largest hotel, the Hotel Whiteley. Eager to replace the old hotel, community leaders quickly formed the Emporia Hotel Corporation, which sold shares of stocks to Emporia citizens. The Broadview Hotel was designed by the Wichita architectural firm of White and White and was built in the commercial style. It was a 7-story building with 150 rooms and was the most modern and luxurious hotel in Emporia at the time. The hotel featured a rooftop dining room with views of the city, as well as a ballroom, a coffee shop, and barber shop. It was a popular destination for travelers and Emporia residents alike. It was often the site of business meetings, conferences, and social events. The hotel also hosted many famous guests over the years, including President Harry S. Truman and Eleanor Roosevelt. The hotel closed in 1972 but was reopened as the Broadview Towers, a residential and commercial building. Constructed in the early 1930s is this beautiful Art Deco federal building and United States Post Office. Although now long since closed, this is the Emporia Senior High School. It was constructed in the mid 1920s in the classical revival style. Across the street from that is a building that's very similar to the Emporia High School, and this is what was once the secondary school or the middle school. This beautiful blue house that we see here was once the home of Preston and Carrie Plumb. Preston Plumb served in the United States Senate from Kansas for 14 years and was a member and speaker of the Kansas House of Representatives. He previously was a reporter for the Kansas Supreme Court. His wife, Carrie Plumb, played a prominent role in the social affairs of Emporia and donated the nearby land where the Emporia Carnegie Library was constructed in 1904. We'll see that library here in just a minute or so. Mrs. Plumb set aside one room in the mansion in 1917 for the Red Cross to make surgical dressings for the war effort. Constructed in 1915 by Burt Rich, this home serves as a reminder of the great exodus that saw over 20,000 African Americans arrive in Kansas between 1879 and 1880. Rich arrived in Emporia with his family and would later build the largest African American owned construction firm in Kansas. Rich's company had over 100 employees at its peak, and the firm built many structures in Emporia that still stand today. Rich built an addition to his home, which was essential to providing housing opportunities for African American students who attended Kansas State Teachers College, now known today as Emporia State University. We're now taking a look at Red Rocks. Red Rocks was the home of Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist and presidential advisor William Allen White. It was his home between 1899 and his death in 1944. Given White's influence, he hosted 5 United States presidents and influential Americans such as Jane Addams and Frank Lloyd Wright at this historic house. White's editorials led to his reputation as the voice of Middle America. In politics, he helped Teddy Roosevelt form the Progressive Party and defended the business interests as well as middle-class progressive reformers. White is remembered for successfully challenging the Ku Klux Klan while also standing with fiscal conservatives. The home itself features Colorado sandstone on the exterior of the first floor with red brick and stucco on the upper floors. The home was originally built for a cattle baron, but due to unforeseen decline in that industry, the original owner was unable to complete the construction of the home. White purchased the home and hired world-class architect Frank Lloyd Wright to redesign the hastily completed structure. The redesign also included the addition of a pagoda and lily pond in the backyard. I hope you've enjoyed this Wandering Walks of Wonder adventure here in downtown Emporia. Make sure to leave a comment on which one of the historic buildings that we saw was one of your favorites. Also hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you on our next Wandering Walks of Wonder adventure. Take care now. Bye-bye.